So yeah, this is opening and closing ceremony of MetaFest at the same time. I'm gonna be short. I just want to say thank you all for coming. Thanks to all attendees, to all speakers, to our sponsors, and of course volunteers that helped us. Without you, the MetaFest will be impossible to do. And of course, thanks Pete for doing this with me. Finally, we wanted to do it for 2 years, 2 years ago. Uh, and yeah, I'm really glad that we did it. I really had a great time. And yeah, I'll give my mic to Pete. He's gonna tell us more about why we did MetaFest, and Rob, that he's gonna give us a brief intro to Metacrisis.
Hello, I am Pete. To tell you how we got to MetaFest, I have to tell you first about MetaGame. So MetaGame is a massive online coordination game, or you can think of it as a real-life MMORPG that's sitting at this sort of intersection of Web3 and the Metacrisis. Although the first goal was to solve the onboarding problem for the DAO space and build this network of DAOs to make it as easy as possible for people to join the space, start DAOs, or get help for their own DAOs. But then when we started Metagame, there were like 2 active DAOs. Like the whole region space didn't exist at all. Nobody in Web3 knew about Metacrisis. Not even like nobody knew what network states were. So all of these were like completely foreign concepts or even inexistent. And then as they started getting more popular, also COVID happened. And then it took us, more than 2 years to finally organize MetaFest, which happened on this epic 200 years old fortress near the sea. And you will see on some of the images. And for those who still don't know what the Metacrisis is, I'm gonna pass it on to Rob to give you a brief.
What a joyous time I've had at MetaFest, meeting so many wonderful people, talented and passionate people, all working on the Metacrisis. But what is the Metacrisis, I hear you ask? Oh yeah, there it is. It's a crisis of crises. It's the systematic problems that are underlying why we have so many sticky issues today that we can't get out of. Things like tragedy of the commons and arms races, and just that feeling of being stuck on the big issues that we see affecting people's lives. So I have my own definition. I think of it as the tension between the individual and the cooperative needs, and the structures that support that, and whether or not they're doing a good job. So we are living in a changing time, and as things change, the structures and the way we do things need to change as well, so that they can keep up and support us. I argue that most people, most of the time, will do what the structures and environment that they're in incentivizes, and that's only natural. We can't expect people to act in a way that harms themselves just to be generous. We need to work together to make it easier. I also argue that most people want to be collective. They want to work together, provided that their needs are adequately met. So working on the Metacrisis is, how do we come up with these better ways to coordinate together to get more people's needs met more of the time, and basically facilitate cooperative coordination? Well, one of the big factors, in my opinion, is that the speed of human communication and how fast we are doing things is really speeding up more and more. As that speeds up, the institutions and the organizational structures that we are using to make things work are struggling to keep up. These are really old structures. We've had them for hundreds, thousands of years. They've gotten us here to where we are today, but we need to have a look at how we can improve those and come up with new approaches so we can have less problems and work together better. And so that's really starting to happen already. We've already started having these kinds of changes flow really 10, 20, 30 years ago, but it's picking up speed. In my Death of Machiavelli thesis, I argue that this increase in the speed of human communication and coordination is making it harder for these old school organizations to keep up. And so as they fail to keep up, they make worse decisions, and that translates to worse outcomes, it translates to more fighting, and it translates to systematically things being very hard for us to work on or make positive changes. And so when I come to a conference like MetaFest in this beautiful fort in Pulla, and I meet so many passionate people, it gives me hope. It gives me joy, and I feel inspired. I sponsored the event because I really believe that this work matters, and I believe that we can make a difference now. And here we are. So I hope that everyone that came to MetaFest and everyone that is coming to MetaFest has a wonderful time, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Thank you for having me.